What have you heard about moving to Vancouver Island that has you apprehensive about what the process is like and is it even worth it? Stay tuned as I'll be busting the top 5 myths about moving to Vancouver Island. Hi, I'm Rita, and if you've come here to find out about moving to Vancouver Island, you've come to the right place. I've done it myself, and I've helped others as a local realtor. Today, I'm going to debunk the top 5 myths about relocating here, starting with, you need to be here to buy. I want to start off by saying that being present during your home search on Vancouver Island is highly recommended. A home purchase is likely going to be the largest purchase of your life, and you want to be absolutely certain that you're getting the home that you want in the location that you desire. For this reason, making an exploratory visit to Vancouver Island is a great idea. That's what we did, and I'm really glad as we were able to narrow down that we really only wanted to live in Nanaimo versus other areas. With all that in mind though, it is entirely possible that although you aren't physically present on Vancouver Island, a property might pop up that you really like and you aren't able to see it right away. In this case, having a realtor do a virtual showing for you is a great way to get into the home for a viewing. Should you decide to write an offer on a home you haven't seen in person, you and your realtor can decide if you want to negotiate a second viewing of the home. It is possible that this strategy might make your offer a little less appealing, but it's super important that you understand the risks of buying a home sight unseen. And you and your realtor will have to have a serious conversation about the risks involved. Whether you see the home in person or not, so much of what we do these days can be done remotely, such as signing contracts virtually or doing wire transfers of funds for deposits. Another myth is that you don't need a real estate agent. While this may be true in theory, you don't actually need representation when buying a home. This itself comes with a laundry list of risks. I would argue that it's especially important to find a real estate agent with strong community ties and local knowledge to act as your buying agent, especially if you're buying from out of province. If you don't know where to start and you have someone near you that you like and trust, you can always have them refer you to somebody on Vancouver Island. Getting set up early with an agent is beneficial, as they can set you up with an MLS search to start looking for properties for your future tour or visit to Vancouver Island. What you don't want to do is just show up in a town on Vancouver Island and just expect to see any homes for sale. Have someone that can set up these appointments for you beforehand, as homeowners need notice to prepare their homes for viewings. And while you can always go to open houses, it's nice to have a skilled professional with you that can help guide you through these viewings. Another benefit to having an agent on Vancouver Island is they'll most likely already have relationships with professionals that you'll need through your home purchase process and will be able to help recommend services and facilitate appointments, which is especially important if you're in a time crunch, as this can expedite the process. Having someone who works locally can also work in your favor if they already have good relationships with other realtors in the area. Realtors will always act in your best interest as part of their fiduciary duties. However, when it comes time to negotiate, that process can be so much smoother communication-wise when both parties have a pre-existing relationship and have worked together in the past. Another myth is that it's too expensive to buy a home here. So I'm specifically talking housing, and yes, we all know that BC is one of the most expensive provinces to live in Canada. Even still, lots of cities in British Columbia are some of the fastest growing in Canada. Nanaimo is number 5 on that list and is located on Vancouver Island. While the median home price in Vancouver is $1,188,000, Nanaimo is lower at $738,250. Think this is still too expensive? There are many other areas on Vancouver Island that can deliver the quality of life and the beauty that you expect here for less. In Port Alberni, a small city located an hour outside of Nanaimo on the way to Tofino, homes sold at a median price of $535,000 over the last 90 days. It's considered the most affordable city on Vancouver Island and has great outdoor living and amenities. Some other areas also have lower home prices, some of which I covered in my video, Small Towns on Vancouver Island You Can Move To. My point is, you can work with a realtor to find something within your budget. You might just not end up in a larger city such as Victoria if you are looking for a cheap single-family detached home. Myth number 4 is that you will be isolated. So there's no doubt you might have some apprehension on this moving to an island. You might be thinking it's super remote and isolated, but in fact, Vancouver Island is 460 kilometers long and has plenty to offer in and of itself. Many islanders don't have the need to leave the island often, as you can find anything that you need right here. If, however, you do need to take a trip to the mainland, you have plenty of options for travel. You heard of my own experience using BC ferries to commute to my job in West Vancouver for an entire year. Also, shout out to Anchor Eatery in West Vancouver. They make the best tuna poke bowls I have ever had. And BC Ferry terminals can be found all along the west coast of Vancouver Island. Additionally, and you may have already heard, a new passenger ferry service called Hulo connecting downtown Nanaimo to downtown Vancouver in only 70 minutes is launching in August. And if you're not into taking a boat, you have the option of hopping on a float plane with a few different services like Harbour Air. There are also other airports all over Vancouver Island, some that offer commercial flights like in Nanaimo and in Comox. However you choose to travel, I have no doubt that you won't feel as cut off from the world as you might imagine. This place offers so much and it's hard to ever want to leave it all. My final myth is that you won't be welcomed here. I have to admit I was a little weary about our reception to moving to Nanaimo. It's common to hear online in comments that the island is overpopulated and locals don't want more people moving to Vancouver Island. Now it is true that the island is seeing a lot of population growth. Nanaimo itself grew by 10% between 2016 and 2021. Every time I would meet new people, I would hesitate to tell them that we had relocated from the mainland, but when I did, I would often find that they were often transplants themselves, or they were just happy to have us. Honestly, what you see online is usually just cranky people hiding behind their keyboards, and what they say there, they would never say to you in person. I can only speak from my own experience, but I have found people in Nanaimo to be some of the friendliest, and my friend circle has grown tremendously since relocating here. So there were my 5 top myths about moving to Vancouver Island debunked, and why I think it could be the best decision you'll make. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button on this video if it's helped you, as that's the entire goal of this channel. And if you want more, hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on Vancouver Island very soon.